money to pay for it. All these conversations, lips not moving, but the noise had got in your head. Now, Elijah is functioning in the midst of noise. He performs miracles in the midst of noise. He performs the power of God in the midst of noise, and the fire fell down. But it became very difficult for him to continue to function in noise. And I want to challenge you this morning to stop the noise. I am just now realizing that just because my phone rings, now, my wife should really preach this because she has no problem with it. But just because my phone rings doesn't mean I have to stop everything and answer it. And I'm learning how to go through look at the phone and see who it is and see if I feel like dealing with that kind of energy right now. Because some people bring an energy of disruption with them. It's not that you don't like them, but they just have so much drama that you got to be in the mood to say yes to that phone call. And sometimes it's not the right time to have that noise. Is it just me, or is there somebody else that's dealing with a noisy environment? And it takes its toll on you. It creates stress. Stress is a silent killer. Stress affects your mind and your emotions. Stress affects your body and your organs. Stress affects your blood pressure and your blood sugar. Stress affects everything about you. Stress is a silent killer. It creates things like anxiety. It creates all kinds of anxiety. Anxiety is to be anxious about something that hasn't even happened. To worry about the possibility, to have faith in negativity, to believe, to rehearse in your mind, what if this happens and what if that happens? And it's coming from the noise, it's coming from the noise, it's coming from the noise, because the enemy knows that if you ever focus, you're going to be unstoppable. So he sends all these distractions in your life, and the greater the mission in your life, the greater the distraction comes in your life. Now, Elijah has already called fire down from heaven. He has taken the prophets of Baal down to the sea and drowned them and buried them in the sea. It was bloody, it was noisy, it was loud, it was messy, and now we're finding him not on the first trip, which is often preached about, but now he's on his second trip. He goes back to the place where he last experienced God. Whenever you're under attack, go back to the place where you last experienced God. We see Elijah going back on the mountain, bloody and messy, tired from fighting, in conflict, in anxiety, in stress and pressure. And he goes to the top of the mountain with nothing but his servant. And this time he goes to stop the noise. See, there is noise that is in your life and in my life and in our lives and in your life that are watching right now. There's noise. There are certain noises that have been sent just to distract you from the commandment that God gave you. Because when there is noise in your life, it becomes more and more difficult to discern exactly what God is saying, because you got so much noise going around you that you can't tell what is God and what is not God. You can't tell whether you should go right or whether you should go left. You can't tell whether this is a friend or a foe. You can't tell whether this is an enemy or a friend. You can't tell whether you should fight or be still. You can't tell whether to be quiet or not. And then all of a sudden you gotta stop. Shake your neighbor and say, take control of the noise.